We know NoCo. From Town Square Media, this is Tuned Into NoCo. I'm Ashlee Meehleis. Good morning, everybody, and welcome into Tuned Into NoCo. Today we have a couple of amazing volunteers and ambassadors for Health International with us. We have Julie Nackos and Lara Holt. Both of you guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great.
Thanks so much for having us. It's an honor.
Absolutely. It's great having you guys on the show. So to start, let's talk about Health International. What is it? What do you guys do?
So Health International has been around for a couple of decades. And Jean and Don started Health International as a way to reach out. They do local work around the area. And then they also reach out and have been supporting and working with communities in Uganda and Israel. And so actually right before we got on this call, Jean texted me and she had just landed in Uganda and is headed to a project there. And so on several times a year, they get together supplies and they are managing many projects in Uganda to help the populations and the communities there develop self-reliance and just really, really amazing partnerships of a handout, putting a hand out to give a hand up and to really empower the people there. And so our team Harouna is trying to model some of those efforts that are underway already in Uganda and form similar partnerships in Burkina Faso with Harouna.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, you guys have done some pretty amazing things the last couple of years. You've done a lot of work in 2021 and in 2022. Can you talk about the well you guys were able to dig in 2022?
Sure, of course. So that was our most recent project before the one we're working on right now. As we were working on getting ready to send Kyle's truck and the supplies over during the first year, it became apparent as in conversations with Harouna that access to good, clean water that was closer than the 3 miles that students at the school, community members had to walk was something that was pretty important. It really impacted their ability to, with their daily living and with being able to learn. And so as we were working through that first project, we kind of started this vision and this timeline of ways that once we completed one project, we could move into the next. And the well became, at the urging of Jean through Help International, having seen similar projects, realized that that would be something that would greatly bless them. And Harouna, being a very visionary leader in his own community in Sabu, he already had done some work on the back end, already had a site that had been identified where water was available. And so we worked with students in National Honor Society at Windsor Charter Academy, put together some beautiful flyers. We put together a campaign, The Gift of Life, original artwork designed by a student at Windsor Charter Academy. And we just asked people to donate so that we could build this well for this community in Burkina Faso. And people responded just when someone becomes aware of an authentic need, I really feel that for the most part, people are like, yeah, that's something tangible. I think I can be a part of, I can get behind that. And I have some resources that I can donate. And then we have this amazing bridge that spans communities. Every time we turn our faucet on, I think, wow, that's amazing that there are people living in the world who have to walk to get their water or just quite frankly don't have access to any. So that's a little bit of the backstory of what happened there. And we raised $10,000 and were able to dig and provide a well right on the property, on the site of the school in Sabu, and community members also benefit from that water that is there.
Absolutely. And it's so true. We take so many things for granted, just going to the faucet and turning it on. It's pretty amazing what you guys were able to do. Now, for our listeners, who is Kyle?
So Kyle is my son. He was killed by a drunk driver on Thanksgiving Day, 2016.
Oh my goodness. We all are so sorry to hear that. And through this, you guys used him as a namesake for this drive, this fundraiser?
So what happened is we were at the Harvest Fest. Lara and I have been friends for over 20 years now, Lara? Anyway, she was telling me about this project that she had read about, and I could tell that it was weighing heavy on her heart and her mind. And she said, there's a school over in West Africa that needs help. And she says, I think I'm going to help. And she was telling me some of the details, saying that they needed a truck and they needed a vehicle to be sent over there. And I just remember thinking, we had put Kyle's truck in storage, and every day I would drive by on my way home from work, and I think, when the time's right, I'll know what to do with that truck. And as Lara was telling me about this project, I'm like, Lara, we have a truck. We have Kyle's truck. And I said, it feels right. Let's do it.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, it's really great what you both are doing. Now, on February 25th, you guys will be holding a celebratory benefit dinner. What should our listeners know about this event?
So I love that. This is an awesome question. We are so excited to join together with members of the community who have already donated and provided so much during the past 3 years. And so join in a celebration of that, and also kind of have a kickoff and introduce people to this third phase where we are going to be raising money to build a home for Harouna and his family. So some of our listeners may not know that Burkina Faso, it's a country that borders Ghana, and there's a lot of political instability and economic challenges that the people there face. And so that has been escalating within the past year. And currently, Harouna, he has just really poured his heart through his previous education and training into this school in Burkina Faso, in Sabu. And so he works there during the week, and it is only on the weekends that he is able to go home to see his family. They live quite a distance away from the school. And this is very troubling to be separated during this time where there's some real challenges going on there. And so as we have been talking and collaborating and deciding how we're going to move forward with working together on this project to bless this community, we determined that this would be something that would really bless Harouna and his family, the school, to allow and build a headmaster's home on the campus of this village school, and allow his family to be somewhere where they can be together and feel a little more protected and together. So we're very excited about this, and we have a DJ who's coming. We have dancing. We have some of our students are going to be there, helping to provide some of the entertainment for the evening, and just really help everyone have an awesome time. And we're so grateful to Water Valley, who is hosting this event for us at their banquet room right there. If you've been there, you know, it's just a lovely, and it will be a wonderful place to celebrate and to share what we've accomplished already, and look forward to what we're looking forward to accomplish with this project.
Absolutely. It sounds like a great time. Like Laura said, guys, there's going to be live music, dancing. A dinner will be catered by Dickie's Barbecue Pit, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. And so there's going to be a lot of fun things to do, and it's for a great cause. Now, Laura and Julie, for our listeners, how can they get tickets?
So we have an Eventbrite site, which has been set up. And if you go to the Eventbrite site, you can read a lot more information about some of the things that we've already shared. You can see pictures of Sabu and Harouna and his family. And right there on that site, you can buy tickets to attend this event. You can make a donation. You can share this with your friends on Facebook. And we believe that link is going to be hosted through Town Square Media. So we really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you guys listening, definitely check out this podcast on this station's website. In the information underneath it, there's going to be a link to their Eventbrite site, which is going to have all the information for this celebratory benefit. Now, for our listeners, is there a certain dress code for this event?
We want people to come how they feel comfortable. We have it posted that it is nice, casual, dressy casual, but however people would like to come, we would love to have you come celebrate with us. We're so excited to share this partnership that we have with this amazing community over in Burkina Faso and all of the people who have been so instrumental in giving so generously to this.
Definitely. Everyone listening, you heard that. Head to Pelican Lakes Resort and Golf Club on February 25th. They're having a celebratory benefit called Home Harouna, and they're going to be raising money to help make a home in Burkina Faso. Actually, Lara, do you mind going into more detail about this home?
Mm-hmm. So this is a family in Sabu. Sabu
okay.
Is down in Burkina Faso.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, it's going to be a great event, you guys. You can get tickets by going to this station's website, and right under this podcast, we're going to have that link to their Eventbrite page. Just click on it. You can get tickets there. Now, how much money do you guys hope to raise?
So we are hoping to raise $35,000, and which is this is to build a home that is a 3-bedroom home, a headmaster home on the school grounds. That amount of money will be enough, which seems incredible given housing prices here in Windsor. Right? We probably hear that amount and think, wow, how is that possible? But that will provide the permits that are needed, the supplies, the artisans and the construction workers who will come and build that home, and then provide some basic furnishings for the home. So it's kind of amazing to think that, with small gifts by many people, that's something as basic that we consider to be something so basic, to be able to have a home where we can be together. That we can help provide something like that for someone in Burkina Faso.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it really sounds like a great event. I know you guys have been touching on it throughout this interview, but why do you guys really think it's so important for our community to get together to support this family?
I'm talking so much, Julie. I'll let you.
You're doing so good. Please
I want to hear what you have to say, and then, of course, I have something to share. But you have so much to share with us.
Well, I think it's important just because this community have been with us since day one, right? They have been supporting us and they have loved us through all of this. And this, on the 25th, it's going to be a celebration too. It's for them too, because we want to thank them for all the support that they have given us throughout the years.
Well, we are so glad that you guys were able to take the time to come on our show to talk about this. It really sounds like a great time. Again, for our listeners, there is a celebratory benefit called Home for Harouna happening February 25th at Pelican Lakes Resort and Golf Club. Definitely go. It's going to be a great time. They're going to have dinner catered by Dickey's Barbecue Pit. There's going to be live music and dancing. To get tickets, you're going to want to click on the link under this podcast at this station's website or head to eventbrite.com. Now, Lara and Julie, if our listeners have questions about the event, is there a phone number they can call or an email address that they can reach out to?
Yes, of course. So the phone number, this will be my phone number, and that number is 970-214-1611. And then an email address would be Lara, Lara Holt, Holt 89 @gmail.com. So either one of those, would love to hear from you.
Perfect. Thank you. All right, you two. Now let's kind of pivot here. I kind of want to learn more about you guys. What is your story and your background? How did you guys get involved in doing what you're doing?
All right, here we go. Let's start there. So the first part of this story, as Julie alluded to earlier, we have been dear friends since we both moved to Windsor at about the same time, about 20 years ago. And two of our children are married. So we share grandchildren, we share children. It's really amazing.
We don't tell them this, but it was an arranged marriage.
That's right. It definitely was. You get together and play cards. You look around. There's ways of doing that here in Western culture for sure. And so Julie shared that her son Kyle was killed by a drunk driver that was going the wrong way on a freeway, and that happened, and that was devastating. Obviously, that personal event for so many reasons. And about 7 months later, our son died. We have 5 sons, and one of them died.
Oh my goodness!
And And the Nackos family, Julie and Scott and their family, just, enveloped us in love and helped us walk that path. That is a club that is very hard to be part of.
Yeah.
Anyway, so so that happened probably, I think, about 2 years before we started this project. That happened for us, and 2.5 years for the Nackos. And it was something that when we talked together and decided that we wanted to support Harouna, who had reached out. He had reached out through National Council of Teacher of Mathematics and had vocalized that he needed some help. I can go into that story here in a little bit. It's pretty inspiring, actually. But when we decided to do that, it became kind of part of our, at least for me, and I think Scott and Julie feel the same way, part of a healing as a way to be able to take something that has been so devastating and find a way to bring positivity out of it, to bring something that is beautiful and be a light into the world. Our son Buddy, who died, he died of a drug overdose, of a heroin overdose, and he had been in and out of rehabs and had been sober and for a period of 7 years. And during that time, one of the things that he really relied on to help him and as a way for him to connect to God and to move himself forward was to give. And so he and I had always talked about going on a mission trip somewhere, like to Africa or to South America.
Yeah.
And so when this opportunity presented itself, both the Nackos family and our family felt like this was something that we could do to honor both of these boys, these wonderful boys that we had, that we could send a piece of them to Burkina Faso. And so even though we all lead busy lives, nobody has time to try and start a project like sending a truck and supplies to Burkina Faso. What ordinary people know how to do that? Nobody. None of us know how to. We can't. Yeah. Who knows how to do that? I don't know how to do that.
Apparently you both do. That's pretty amazing.
And then 9 News did I think Julie mentioned this earlier. 9 News did a story on it, an absolutely beautiful story. And Julie was talking about this. Someone from Massachusetts reached out and said, named Danny, I want to ship this truck for you to Africa.
Wow.
Reached out to Julie and just said, I want to, and we're like, is this for real? Like, is someone volunteering to do this piece that we have no idea what to do? Yeah. And, we could tell story after story of how people in Kyle's truck obviously had been sitting in storage. Sun Mountain Automotive saw that same piece and reached out and said, we want to do work on the truck to get it ready. And I could just go down the list of all of the people and all of the businesses that on their own reached out to us and said, we want to help with this. Windsor High School, some of their teachers, Windsor Charter Academy students. COVID had just hit and people were looking for anything positive that they could do. And so with safety in mind, we put donation boxes out and people would come when they felt comfortable and fill the donation boxes. I mean, if you can imagine individuals bringing things from their homes in one bag here, 2 boxes there, and filling an entire semi-trailer. That's what happened. The truck was like the foundation of the trailer. Like the Nackos donating their truck was the catalyst for everything that happened. And once that got in the trailer, another advocate for Harouna named Jerry in Ohio said, hey, why don't you fill the cab with some clothes to send there? And we're like, wow, that's a really good idea. Yeah. And then people started bringing clothes and we're like, that's not going to fit in the cab. And by this time we were working with Jean and she said, well, why don't you fill a trailer? And we're like, whoa, we hadn't thought about filling a trailer. But pretty soon that's what was happening. Wow. And people just kept bringing and bringing and bringing. And They donated laptops, and we were able to send so many things. And
that's amazing.
So anyway, yeah, that's
amazing.
That's incredible. And it's all these.
I'd love to hear what you think, Julie, because it's that whole time was so amazing.
It's all these.
Well, and it was amazing, all the people that came in contact with this story. And then they were like, oh, I want to help. I want to help. And I, like Lara said, we just kept on saying, is this for real? Right. You know what I mean? And Danny, he owned the shipping company, right? And we were like, how did he hear about this? But so I really think that Buddy and Kyle have been working on the other side to help too.
That is so amazing. Really. And you were able to organize all this and become such a blessing for this family. But yeah, wow. I'm just amazed at how everything came together. Moving forward here, is there anything else you guys would like our listeners to know about Home for Harouna, the benefit dinner, or anything else you guys have going on?
I guess I would like to share. I feel like every day there's opportunities around us. I think the most good that we ever do is primarily just in the spaces we're at, in our families, with our neighbors. There are opportunities to do good and to look outside of ourselves all around us every day. And I think there's a lot of joy in that. If you're okay with it, I want to share something that Harouna sent. He's in very close contact with us. This is a collaboration. I hope the readers understand that when we know that conditions are desperate over there, but even in desperate times, there is a great amount of capacity and drive. Harouna is a visionary leader, and he has brought all of these people together to help enact this vision. Yeah. And last week he sent a text that said, even if what we can do is like a drop in the ocean, we have to do it. To me, the real happiness is to do good whenever you can. And isn't that beautiful? When he sent that, I thought, that right there, that's why all of this has been able to happen. I think most people, we really believe, are inherently good. We see so much good around us in so many ways all the time in just where we live. And sometimes there's an opportunity to do some good that is like, you don't know what to do, right? And then people like Danny come along, but it can still be done. And even if it just helps, this one place in Burkina Faso, in Sabu, it's okay. We don't have to be trying to solve everything. We can just do good in this one place, and it's possible. And we feel very hopeful about this. We are on phase 3 of phase 5. So we have some great plans to continue to collaborate and work together with Harouna. This is a long-term partnership, and it has been so fulfilling and amazing. And anybody who wants to join us, we welcome you. And we appreciate all the good that you're already doing. So thank you.
And Laura, I remember asking you when we were talking about this at the very first, and I said, how are you going to do this? And you just said, I don't know. I'm just going to do it.
That's amazing. Yes. Where there's a will,
I'm just going to move forward.
Right? Yeah. We're just going to move forward. We're going to take a step of faith into the darkness. That's right. And if it's the right thing to do, then things will open up. God will provide a way for them to open up. And he certainly has.
Remember when we got that? We had put something on Facebook and somebody had told us, you guys are stupid to send that truck over there. They're going to cut off the top and they're going to put machine guns on it and they're going to go shoot up the country. And I was scared. And so I remember calling Lara and I was just like, I'm kind of nervous. What do you think?
Yeah, you're like, how are we going to do this for real?
You're right, Julie. There have been lots of people who've been very supportive, but it is daunting to think, and we do know that there are things like that happen, and we had to rely on that feeling that we knew that it was right. And as you said, that Buddy and Kyle were on the other side, just nudging to saying, yeah, this is okay. This is going to be all right. And the pictures that you can see of that truck driving around Burkina Faso with hordes of villagers just with joy on their faces, getting clothing and all different things that were sent in that truck, it had just been amazing to see. Because Harouna took that, and instead of keeping it for himself, he has just been generously sharing it with with communities around where he lives.
Definitely.
So,
well, and actually a shout out to all the people that worked on that truck, because Kyle was hard on that truck. And so they had to fix it up quite a bit. But it was sent with love, like you said, we wanted to send something of the boys that was a part of them.
Absolutely. Well, for those listening, definitely help out Harouna and his family. They're in Burkina Faso in Cebu, and they're going to be having a celebratory benefit dinner on February 25th at Pelican Lakes Resort and Golf Club. You can get tickets at eventbrite.com or check out this podcast on the station's website, and the link will be there as well. Both of you, thank you so much. This was great.
Thank you so much for having us.
We really, really appreciate your sharing our story and inviting us to be here. It's been lovely.
I am just so impressed with what you guys are doing.
Lara is the mastermind behind it. She really is. Yeah. She's been
really gracious.
Yeah.
You can call me that, and I would say, but the fact of the matter is there are catalysts that get things moving. The first catalyst was Harouna, who had enough faith, like, there are people somewhere who will care about me. Mm-hmm. And then the second thing, when the Nackoses donated that truck, that was the spark. That was the spark that started everything. Yeah. And when people saw, look, here's this family in pain, and they're doing something good, that was the spark and the catalyst, and that cannot be overstated. It was amazing.
Well, it's such an inspirational story, and what you guys are doing for this family is pretty amazing. I'm inspired. Well, again, Lara, Julie, thank you so much for coming on the show. For our listeners, definitely head to Pelican Lakes Resort and Golf Club on February 25th. They are holding a celebration and benefit dinner called Home for Harouna. Tickets are available at eventbrite.com, or check out this podcast on the station's website, and there will be a link there as well. Thanks for listening to What Matters in NoCo. I'm Ashlee Meehleis with Townsquare Media's Tuned Into NoCo. If you missed part of the show, you can find it on your Townsquare Media station app or website. If you or your organization would like to be considered for Tuned Into NoCo, send me an email at ashlee.meehleis@townsquaremedia.com. That's ASHLEE.MEEHLEIS@townsquaremedia.com.